right, man. Canelo Alvarez defeats Charlo, drops him, wins a dominate unanimous decision. Um, I don't. I expect him to stop him. Canelo is on a downside, or just simply don't have a killer instinct, or simply just don't have something to get the knockout at super middleweight. And this just made Caleb Plant look bad. Um, he couldn't stop Rocky Fielding. Didn't stop Callum Smith. We know why. Even though it's at 75, why we know why he stopped Kovalev. Ain't nothing. We already went through all that stuff already, so there's no need to explain what we already know. Um, the weather started to change, to get warm and hot, and when it get cold, man, my head started like itching like crazy. Scalp started drying like crazy. It's crazy. Um, so couldn't stop an old Gennady Golovkin. But Billy Joe Uterman and Caleb Plant, he stopped. Um, and I just felt that you know, like he ain't the killer that he should be. You got a guy coming up 2 weight classes, and you don't go out there and get rid of him. That just let me know that obviously he's on a down slope. A lot of people saying, well, it reestablished him as King Canelo. I mean, beating the guy who jumped up 2 weight classes that you didn't have to make one concession to fight. You didn't come down 5 pounds, a half pound, 3 pounds to make it a more competitive fight. And I told y'all when Jermell Charlo, I seen him at the weigh-in, even though, they rehydrated. It was a ceremonial weigh-in. They had weighed in around 3 o'clock Pacific time, midday. And when you see them do that midday weigh-in on the West Coast time, that means one of the opponents in this situation, Canelo, who was naturally the bigger guy, he was trying to get a weight advantage. When you weigh in at midday on the West Coast, you trying to get a weight advantage. You're trying to rehydrate and come up faster and get that food in you quick. A lot of times you see the weigh in about 5, 6 o'clock Pacific time. That's 3 or 2 o'clock. So that give you more time to earlier to rehydrate and stuff of that nature. And we see Canelo, when he can fight a guy like Amir Khan, he ballooned up to a cruiserweight. When he fight a guy like Kovalev, he try to drain him. When he fight a guy like Dimitri Bivol, he can't drain him nor blow up and be bigger than him. And you see when the tables are even, he don't have the same results. And this fight was just exactly what I thought it was. Size matter. Charlo came in bigger, 176.4. I think that's what Canelo came in at. Excuse me. And, as soon as y'all start seeing them move backwards, I told y'all it was over with. With him coming in that weight, he should have been coming to press Canelo. He should have been coming to step to Canelo. It was a difference in physical strength and physical size. You had a guy who was naturally able to grow into the weight class. Jermell, he used to put the weight on, just to put it on, didn't come in lighter like, Derek did, but he carried the weight pretty well. He did a great job of using Canelo feet against him to survive. I will survive, pivoting and turning them. And Canelo Alvarez, he didn't know how to close the distance and close the show and stop the movement. He loaded up on the shots. He didn't know how to set the shots up to get him out of there. Or maybe it was a agreement beforehand that he wasn't going to knock him out since he didn't make any concessions for Charlo. And maybe that was the case. But, he out jabbed Charlo. And when Charlo started moving backwards, I told y'all, well, no, just turn the shit off. I could tell you how it's going to end. He should have got the knockout, Canelo, but I think when you get all that money, the killer instinct go, that's what make Bud and now you knew your way and better be which he ain't touched the money that, knew your way and Crawford touched. But you get to that level, I think part of stop going for the knockout is just you don't want to take the risk no more and lose it all. So those guys who get to the elite of their divisions and number 1, 2, and 3, and they still going out there knocking guys out, those guys are truly special. That's a real mentality to have. And Canelo got too much money, too much Dolce and Gabbana to take risks no more. He didn't take the risk. He was fine, just tenderizing that lion meat in there. He was just fine doing that. He was 100% fine just getting in there and just tenderizing his meat. And Charlo did was come to survive. He come to hold. You can tell he looked like a guy that was naturally out of his truth physically. But shout out to him for having good conditioning to move it to rounds like that. And people say, "Oh, I should give my money back," and this, that, and the third, and whatever. I mean, I told y'all what it was gonna be. If he started moving backwards, it was a wrap. It was a wrap. That wasn't no secret. If he started moving backwards, it was a wrap. And that's what it was. He need to press Canelo. You see the guys that beat Canelo, they stepped to him. Floyd Mayweather stepped to him. When you go out there, and I think Bud said it the best, he showed him too much respect. Bud said that, like, he showed him too much respect, but that's easier said than done being on the sideline with the NBA 2K view and hammer setting. You know. So I would definitely say I would definitely say I mean definitely say when he didn't step to him and establish that I can hurt you and I'm here to win and go right to him and knock him in the snot box, it was over with. It was over with. Let him out jab him, let him beat him up. Canelo just his feet too heavy, and Canelo just load up on shots, and that's just somebody that's fleet of foot and understands angles and in and out and know how to stick and move and control that distance, and that's not gonna be in there and let Canelo bully him. He gonna have problems with him. That's what Bevel did. He could not maneuver Bevel. He couldn't close the distance out on Bevel. And when you moving to survive versus Canelo, um, then he could load up on shots and he don't have to worry about no consequences when you're not jabbing, when you're not being on the front foot. Charlo came for a check. And I told y'all that. Y'all act like, my boy Doughboy Cash Out say in Detroit, he said, you act like you can't tell a hoe you got like you how I go, you act like you can't spot a hoe. I can spot a freak. I dog hoe 7 days. I forget how I go, man. But yeah, he say something like that. How you acting like you can't spot a hoe? I dog hoe 7 days a week. Bros over hoes got it tatted on my wrist. HBK got you smacking on your bit. Well, I forgot how. Okay, let me not go to. But dog hoes is a Detroit staple. It's a classic song. I dog hoes. Doughboy Cash Out. But it's hard when you put somebody on the spot like that. You know what I'm saying? But especially on camera. But but yeah, y'all couldn't sit there and spot a money grab. I be trying to tell y'all, but then again, I turn around and I'm a hater. You a hater, CJ. You hating. You hating on Al Heyman and PBC. You hating. You was a hater. You ain't never like Al Heyman. Ooh, CJ, you always hating. You always hating. I'm just sitting there like, okay. Yeah, you right. I'm a hater like you, but my wrist big. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, CJ always hate, man. I can't stand that nigga, man. I'm like, all right, bro. But I told y'all what it was. I wasn't excited about this fight. I could tell a money grab. I could tell a money grab. This was a money grab, bro. It ain't hard to tell. Like now I say. You can tell, when a nigga say I look up to my opponent, bro. I can see if it was like De La Hoya fighting Chavez Sr. or what I'm saying? Um, or something like that, in those situations, Larry Holmes fight Muhammad Ali. Like, man, I looked up to this man. I sparred this man. That's one of the saddest stories in Black history, in my opinion. One of them, sports wise, where Larry Holmes was villainized because he had to beat up Muhammad Ali for a title. And the black community disowned him. If anybody got the right to say F black people and they black, he one of them. He one of them, man. Through all that adversity, he will always be my favorite heavyweight of all time. And I look at things from a logical standpoint of view. Y'all looking at it from a racial standpoint of view. Y'all trying to go back and forth with Mexicans, man. Sometimes you already know what's gonna happen. You knew what Canelo was gonna do. Only thing Canelo didn't do that I expect him to do is get knocked out, was knock him out. And that concerns me. You can't knock a guy out that's jumping up 2 weight classes. And I know he's physically big, he's physically tough. You can't knock that guy out. He's still struggling with the movement. He on Charlo knew how to step in with that jab, you know what I'm saying, and step to him, but he knew he was there for a check. He probably got a cool 10, 12. He was there for a check. And now his reputation took a hit. Because you better off going out on your shield. Now he did get dropped in one of the rounds, took a knee. I think it was more of a like, okay, I'm gonna take a knee, get this ninja up off me. But he knew before the fight that he had zero chance. And what he should have been doing is stepping to Canelo early on. He should have pressed Canelo out the gate. Been right on top of him, pause. He should have came with a peppering jab, a battering rim jab, that hard jab, when Canelo load up, step in with it. That would have made Canelo think twice. Canelo can't change the speed of his punches. Canelo load up and throw everything at the same speed. And they were saying this through the telecast, well, if he just touches them and just start just touching them, because that's going to break the rhythm. That's going to break the rhythm. So when he loading up on the shots, you just touch him. You know what I'm saying? And when you touch him with that jab, then you want to come with the two, or you touch him with a hard battering ram type shotgun jab, then you hold him. Then you start to frustrate them. And then you're not going to just stand in front of them. You're going to show them angles. You're going to go in and out. You're going to feint them. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to lead off with right hands. You want to catch and shoot. And I seen one time he caught a shot. He caught a shot. I think he caught him with the left hand. Caught him with a left hand and came back with a left hook. Caught the hook, came back with the left hand, then came back with the right a little bit. I think it's towards the end of the fight. He should have been doing more of that. That's how you get him. When he loading up, you step in with your straight shots. Just throw him. That's how you beat a guy that load up. Pacquiao showed you that versus Keith Thurman. That knockdown he did with Keith Thurman, that was just catching Keith off balance with a shot he didn't see coming. While Keith winding up, Pacquiao just simply touched in, stepped in, boop, boop. That was all it was. When somebody loading up, remember when Goku killed Raccoon in the Namekian saga, when he was loading up and he just elbowed him to the solar plex and killed him? It's something similar to that. And they were saying that through the telecast. I mean, a lot of coming up with a game plan don't seem that hard, but following it, executing it, he came out there to survive, sticking and moving. And once an opponent is dictating the real estate and forcing Jermell to go back, he's not the same opponent. And what he was able to bank on at 54 was he was able to, them guys weren't able to take his punching and his conditioning. He was able to out condition them. And last night he had good condition to move 12 rounds, with additional 13 pounds on his frame. So credit to him for that, plus whatever he rehydrated to. But his durability, his conditioning, and his power was able to bail him out at other weight classes. And his conditioning and durability was on display, but he wasn't able to generate that power off the back foot and generate to the front foot off the ropes like he was able to generate in the Castanos fight, the Tony Harrison fight, some of his other fights. He was just able to outlast those opponents and be more durable than those opponents. It's as simple as that. And last night, he should, but I was disappointed in Canelo's performance from an aspect. I can't say, well, Canelo's the greatest fighter of all time. Now, Canelo's did. I can't say that. He beat a guy coming up 2 weight classes, made no concessions, and then he didn't do what he was supposed to do with him, and that stopped his ass. He's supposed to parallel park Charlo ass, and he didn't do it. So, you paid your money to see Charlo run around with his head cut off like a chicken in the ring, and you didn't even get to see Canelo close the show. So, but it is what it is. We'll see what happens. Later date, talk about what they should do next. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop video. Financially want to support the channel, Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, aka X, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. Everything's in the link tree. Check out the Fire Reaction playlist for more videos like this. Appreciate the love and support. Peace.